Good evening. Welcome to Ballers at the Bridge on Sarcasm City TV. We're here for a preview of the Villa and Brighton games on your Christmas Eve, probably leading you into Christmas Day. Can't think of a better way to start Christmas Day than me and this man beside me. Fatter, how you doing, buddy?
All good, man. All good. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, people. Merry Christmas first and foremost, and have a wonderful, happy holidays in the late December, and hopefully we end the year of 2021 on a high.
That's right. So this week we drew with Wolves, but we also progressed to the semi-finals against Brentford. And now we face Spurs in a hectic January coming up, which we'll look towards next year or next year's shows. But more importantly, it's Boxing Day, which is 5:30 kickoff away to Stevie G's Aston Villa side. In my mind, it's already a must-win game because of who we've got in January and the schedule we've got in January.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Because you're obviously going to Villa. Have you been to Villa Park before?
I've never been to Villa Park before. It will be my first time going to Villa Park, and I'm looking forward to Sunday as well, man. First away game on a Boxing Day. I've been to a few Boxing Days, but most of them are home games, so this will be my first time going away.
Yeah. I forgot to do some admin. You haven't done already. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. There is a join to become a member. Different levels of membership. The highest, so you get invited to Q&As. Like and share the video and turn your notification bell on, please. Also, you can follow Sarcasm City TV Twitch, where we do the NBA streams and different shows on there. Also, to avoid the adverts, you can just subscribe. You can do it through Amazon Prime as well. But to see one London, yeah, shit December, but not the worst. I think he's referring to maybe Chelsea or himself. Merry Christmas. Yeah, thank you, C1. Looking for wake up food tomorrow. What's up, guys? All right, Manny. Hello, Jem. Yeah, do what Jem says, please. Smash the likes. But what are you thinking in terms of the game on Sunday? Are you thinking we're going to have multiple returns to the side, or
I will say this is going to be a lot different game compared to last week. Mostly because I feel like after what happened, the shenanigan last week, the game should have been cancelled or not, and players should be back by Sunday, and hopefully, I think we're gonna go into Sunday still a little bit of uncertain, just because I feel like the Villa game last week, they also got cancelled, so literally they have a week off to prepare, and I'm not very surprised if Villa are gonna go on Sunday's game, gonna be on high full spirit. It's a Boxing Day, and you know what the crowds in Villa looks like, and it's gonna be a lot, probably more difficult than the last week.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, we haven't got that good record at Villa away. And
do you know what though? Because Jim's in the chat and he did a show earlier today, and our record's actually not that bad. I know last year we lost, but I've been telling him we've had sort of a very decent record away there and against Villa in general. It was only really last season, I know they were away for like 3 years. But yeah, I mean, my thought is that listen, I'm not really bothered if we win as long as we win the games. I'm not really bothered about the performances because we've got a quick turnaround we've got less than 48-hour turnaround against. No, we have got 48-hour turnaround to the Brighton game, and then it's obviously the Liverpool game. So, are we thinking? I'm thinking that N'Golo Kante starts on Sunday.
I think it should be starts as well. It's just for me. Then again, I think the last thing that we need from Kante is getting an injury, and this is going to be the most hectic in the next couple of games. We're literally going to play like 3 games in the space of 5 days time, especially against Liverpool, and then you got arguably one of the toughest January runs you could ever remember in Chelsea season. Apart from Chesterfield, but other than that, I think we have to, game management on Kante a lot in the next couple of games, because otherwise he's going to get injured, and we're going to have the same conversation about panicking on our midfield.
Yeah, but no, I understand what you're saying. It's like it's great having all these players back, but I just don't think Tuchel's not the kind of person to rush people back or play multiple people that have just come back injured. So everyone's going, oh, well, that means Romelu Lukaku is definitely going to start, or Havertz is definitely going to start. I don't know about that. I could potentially see Havertz starting out of both of them, because obviously he wasn't injured. He was only like COVID.
Yeah.
Lukaku was recovering from injury, so I can see maybe Havertz starting and Lukaku coming on. But yeah, I mean, is there any call for maybe Kovacic starting instead of Kante?
You got to ask yourself some question again, and the fact that you say coming back from COVID, how rusty they are. Literally coming back from COVID. That's only my concern. The rustiness of some of these players. You know what COVID looks like last season. We've had this with Kai last season. He took like maybe a couple, like 5 games for him to be freshened up and ready to play. And the fact that we rely on too much on our left wing to be playing in the position that they never played before. I feel so sorry for Pulisic in some ways, because I feel like he's put in the situation that he never played in that position before.
Yeah,
and literally, he's the one that can get scapegoat by some of our fan base. And literally, it's not his fault. It's not, because he's never played in that spot. So Sundays, I would not be surprised if Howard starts. But on the other hand, I will not be surprised as well if Lukaku starts on Sunday, because we need a clinical goal scorer to be firing, because he has been receiving a lot of criticism as of late, and for £100 million guy, you would expect him to be playing more on a consistent basis. And it's unfortunate for him that he's going through those rough patches because of the injury. So
yeah.
Then again, it's Tuchel's decision, and you've seen the training pictures and all that. And I think from the looks of things, he's ready to play.
Yeah, the COVID that these guys have got, I think they've just tested positive for it. I don't think they've had like the effects of like the first COVID, like Havertz has had, like before when he was out for a few months.
Yeah.
I think they've literally just tested positive, and then they've done the lateral flow test, PCR test, and they've still been able to train, whether it's by themselves in their own isolation bubble, stuff like that. But more importantly, so I still think he'll go with Ziyech, Pulisic, and Mount as the front three. I still think that is, but like you said, because of the fear that the guys, although they weren't injured, they've not been around for 10 days. They're not match fit. So there's a risk of like them furthering it, causing an injury, a muscle injury that could take them out, especially when we've got such a hectic schedule popping up. But have you watched any of Steven Gerrard's Villa play?
Not much. I haven't seen that much. But...
Neither have I. So I'm not really. I know it has a few good results. I know they won away at Palace, which is not going to be easy this season. That's quite good. So my fear is that I'm not fearing Aston Villa itself. I'm fearing them playing under the manager bounce.
Yeah,
that's my fear. The only team in the Premier League I fear when we play, and maybe fear is the wrong word, that I'm concerned about how they play, is Man City. There's no other team in the Premier, not even Liverpool, and it's not a shot at Liverpool. I just think that we can go toe to toe with Liverpool overall. With City, we have to change our game a bit. But what do you think? Obviously, there's issues in this Chelsea team. Left-hand side's an issue. Obviously, Alonso plays, or does he, in your mind?
If we haven't got much option, have we, about Marcus Alonso? It's a no-brainer that he's got to play. and you know he's a frustrated player regardless. And we're gonna have the same thing that's gonna hamper on us against like the one that we did against Wolves. Literally just spamming crosses to Pulisic and hopefully like to shoot and inshallah if pray it goes in. And if you want to compare on the way that Villa play and Wolves play, I feel like the Villa is kind of more of a bogey team. They're going to be pesky in terms of high pressing, and also they're going to be low block as well, which is something that we really struggle on in the month of December. And there's a reason why we've had these run-up patches that are not good enough, and a lot of fan base already getting vexed and annoyed at the way that how we play against these teams.
See one on the seat here said Gerrard is tactically sound. They have a good setup, but the personnel is failing them so far. Okay. See one on them. He's watched Villa play. They press well. They are better with the ball. But instead of Mings, who we can get at, in his opinion, if we were to win the game. If we're serious, we should be able to win. Yeah. Big up, Pussy. Zeke, yeah, he is a legend. Zeke's a legend. Zeke's on because he's feeling a bit unwell, so send him wishes, especially at Christmas. But yeah, I think I've sent a link out to someone who's going to come on and he's seen him play. So yeah, so obviously the whole thing will be built up about Stevie G against Chelsea. Obviously the Slippy G. You guys will definitely be singing Slippy G songs throughout the entire day. Do you think that will cause his players to want to win it even more for him, or do you think that even comes into it?
Motivation, I would say. Motivation. You know what Chelsea fans look like when it comes to Steven Gerrard, though. You know what the history is like. So then, don't forget as well the factor of Villa Park. This is not probably one of the hardest ground that you could ever been to, and look what happened last season. We get smoked last season.
We did
because we didn't finish our chances. And if that's the case on Sunday, it's going to be a festive and probably a Snorfest. Or hopefully there'll be plenty of goals on Sunday, which we don't like. But as a neutral, you want to see some goals on Sunday, just for the chaos.
Yeah. No, what we're going to bring on this guy. I'm not sure how much he really knows about anything, really. Some of his outlandish takes are legendary. I don't know if Fata knows this person.
Merry Christmas, Brian.
Merry Christmas, Andrew. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yes, your audio is much better. Your audio is much better.
Thanks.
How you doing? So
maybe it's just my voice, actually. But yeah.
No. It was definitely audio. But okay, so me and Fata. Some people in the chat have obviously seen Villa play under Stevie G. Me and Fata have not. So, have you noticed any? What is the difference with Stevie G in charge?
I've been a bit impressed because I didn't see him. I didn't watch really his games in in the Scottish League and even in Europe in the Europa. I was like, nah, so because some of the teams that he beat, they're big names, but the teams, the opposition themselves weren't necessarily that good. But in the Prem so far, he's been impressive, especially that Liverpool game. I think they were brilliantly well drilled. Tyrone Mings, up until he gave away that penalty, was genuinely having a man of the match performance. Matty Cash at right back was brilliant going forward. He put in some Matty Cash, the way he played, if he was playing for Chelsea that game or for Liverpool that game and put in that performance, people would be saying best right back in the Prem. And to be fair, it's not just gas with Rams. Matty Cash is a talented player. He should have probably got an assist if Villa could finish. I think that's the only weakness probably of Villa. They, in front of goal, they're not necessarily that great, and they need to try and create more chances. Buendia hasn't been that great for him. Jacob Ramsey, he put in a shift, but he's not that great going forward. I think, I don't know, we will struggle to create chances. I'm not exactly sure who's fit and who's back. Do we have a full strength squad or as close to it as possible?
I think near enough. I don't think anyone like like big name Villa you get. Oh, I'm glad they're missing. I looked at it, there wasn't anyone really stand out. I mean, I think Matt Targett's the only long-term injury out.
No, for us.
For us. Well, the issue is it's not necessarily he's out. It's people that have come back, right? So, Kovacic and Kante have just recently come back, right? But then you've got the returns of Cho, Havertz, Andreas Christensen, and Romelu Lukaku. And it's like, I don't think Tuchel's going to put all those players in right away, or even half of them. I think he's deliberating whether to start Kante or Kovacic. Seeing as we got just over 48-hour turnaround to the Brighton match. Then, is he going to stick with the three that started the last few games, which is Mount, Ziyech, and Pulisic? Wasn't really successful, but it might. It's one of those really. Who's fit enough after the isolation, essentially.
But it's as strong as a squad as we can possibly get at the moment. I think our midfield, we need to play someone with Jorginho. It might be Kovacic.
You reckon it'll be Kovacic?
It might be Kante. No, actually, no, it'll be Kante because Kante played the 90 in the last league game, and he came off the bench. So Kante will probably play, which is good because Villa's midfield is hard-working, and we'll need to try and combat that. The same way against Leeds, I knew we'd get overrun because we have no one to play with Jorginho who can combat that energy. Matty Cash, Villa might play. They shouldn't, but Villa might play a back five and try and utilize their wing back, especially if Matt Target is out. They might play what's his name? Might play Ashley Young as a left wing back and Matty Cash.
I think I heard something that he might. I don't know. There was a rumor that he might be out as well.
Who? Young.
Yeah.
Ashley Young. Wow. Yeah.
I didn't get that 100% confirmed. I just heard it through the grapevine.
Wow. And I don't know who their backup left back.
I think if we're worrying about Ashley Young in 2022.
No, not Ashley Young. But they might play. I was thinking they might just play a back five and just let Matty Cash run at Marcus Alonso.
Right.
Because Matty Cash bombs forward as a right back. However, he does leave a lot of space in behind to be exploited. And who we play down that left side, who will it be? Mount? Pulisic? Werner?
That's the problem. Sure. Yeah, I if we're worried about Alonso, I'd always play Mount down that side, down the left. He can cover. He's more defensive minded, I think, than any other person that plays wide.
The thing is, I'm not even worried about Alonso. Like, I'm one of the few people who, like, it is what it is with him. Like, I'm not necessarily... I know what his weaknesses are. So long as we cover for them, we'll be fine. And that's what we haven't been doing lately because of injuries, etc. We can't have Kovacic play that side or Mount or even Kante tuck in and play that side to protect him. And that's why it's been exposed all over. We don't have the balance in midfield right, so Reece James has to tuck into midfield when we play, which means we lose that balance on the right-hand side, and everything's been all over the shop. But now the squad is getting as fit as possible. It's only going to work in our favour, which will be great.
Yeah. And they're coming back just in time for a hectic schedule for the games coming up in December and in January. Obviously, we've got Liverpool, City, Spurs in the league, and Spurs two-legged in the Carling Cup, and then we've got Chesterfield in the FA Cup, and then I think there's a 2-week break, winter break, so that might be good as well. But what are you, Fatah? Obviously, you're going to the game. What do you think the scoreline might be?
This can go two ways, and my concern is that front line for Villa, and I feel like as of late, defensively enough, we haven't been cohesive. I think we're still lacking that leadership at the back. So, if the games pans out that we wanted to, I think it could be a 2-0, 3-0 win. But look at what happened to us last week. We literally couldn't break the defender until 70th minute. and that's probably only my concern. If probably next week, sorry, this Sunday as well. Like, hopefully we get a win, but I'm very in the middle of unconvincing enough. Probably get a 1-0 win. That'll be like a scrape win, but still, it wasn't convincing. But I prefer we win. We win like scrape. At least we won by like ugly performance. As long as we win, and that's a problem.
Yeah, January. Zeke has put it up. This is scheduled for January. The only one obviously is the only one really to really rotate is obviously the Chesterfield game.
And maybe the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, depending on what the score is in the first leg.
I know, Fatta, don't I? Maybe depending on the first leg score. Depending. But okay, so Prime, what do you think the score is going to be on Sunday?
I think we 2-0. I look at Villa's front line. They're not. I don't know.
That's my concern as well about that front line.
I'm not worried about their front line because even against Liverpool, they had chances, kinda, but not many. Like realistically, they should have annihilated Liverpool like maybe 2 or 3-0 before Liverpool got into the game and scored, and they didn't because they didn't take their chances and they weren't like clinical. The same thing, if the same thing happens to us or them against us, we'll end up winning the game. I think from our point of view, we might struggle a bit to break them down because this is kind of what we are lately.
Yeah.
But if we need to turn the screw on, we will. Tyrone Mings, he might have a great game, but we know he's prone to a mistake. So we'll probably end up getting a penalty of sorts.
What did we do last time at home against Villa? That's what I would like to know.
I'm not sure, but that's a different Villa team, so I wouldn't really count that into consideration.
Yeah, I think we might end up winning 1 or 2-0, and then we move on to Brighton. So Brighton is on the 28th. I believe it's a 7:30 kickoff. I think I'm right.
7:30 kickoff on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, so that's on Amazon. Different sides. Sometimes struggled with Brighton, home and away. They like to pick up a draw or two against us. But Brighton, I think they've won once, or they haven't won since September or something in the league.
They are very risky.
I've got an interesting stat about Brighton. You know how a few games ago, Brighton fans were booing Graham Potter and people were like, why are you doing that? You should be lucky where you are. They're 100% right in their favour to boo him. They haven't won in like 10, 11 games. They're in 13th in the league, which looks great, but in reality, not really. They scored 14 goals only. And they play this expansive attacking football. Graham Potter is not.
I've always said this. I don't know why. Brighton's main problem is the striker. If they had a decent striker, they'd be further up in the league. They create loads of chances. They might, of course, they're going to concede loads of chances, but they make loads of chances. But with us, there's sometimes always a scrape a draw recently, either home or away. But obviously, Fatu, you're going to that game as well. I expect him to make quite a few changes in that game after the Villa one. Like either Kante or Kovacic will come in. You could possibly even see Jorginho being rested for that game. You could see a completely different midfield.
This might sound crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts one of the academy players like he did against Brentford.
No, really? I don't think so.
These academy players didn't play well against Brentford, let's be honest with ourselves. What's his name? Soup Son Balls and Harvey Pitek Bale did not play that well against Brentford.
Oh,
they didn't. let's not get
This
gas.
is why we bring some chaos, people.
No, because I heard shouts like, "Oh, better than Werner. They've been better than Werner and Havertz and whatever the season." I'm like, no,
Preach it.
no, they couldn't break down a Brighton side, no, or a Brentford side. No, let's not do this.
All right. Listen. We all knew that. We all knew people were gonna overrate these performances against Brentford. That's fine. I don't think he will play. I just think he'll rotate. I think that's this game. You could see potentially Romelu Lukaku starting. Probably Andreas Christensen comes in. Probably Aspilicueta comes in.
Yes.
Maybe even Cho comes in.
No.
I don't even know why we do these. Like pick the first 11. The team we never get it right. So it's but Brighton's going to be it's going to be a tricky game because it's just 48 hours afterwards, isn't it, Fatah? I mean, what are you? I'm not expecting a great game against Brighton. If I'm honest with you, I think it's going to be a real.
It's just the case that we just want to end the year on a high, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
and that's what happened to us last year. And you see us with this kind of performance in the month of December when we got like easy games.
Yeah,
you see us. We tend to struggle a lot, and some of our fan base already, begin to overreact a little bit. And it's still like not end of the year yet, but don't be surprised if we go next week game, and then something wrong happen in that game, that we cannot score, we cannot penetrate this low block team, these pesky teams. So it's just the case that we don't want to rule ourselves into contention, but we need to be starting to become more consistent without some of the important players, and not to rely a lot. And that's been our problem. And the fact that ever since Ben Chilwell injured in the Champions League game against Juventus, we haven't been that consistent. On paper, we should kill this team off, some of the teams off. But the problem is to create chances, and some of the penetration has been awful.
Well, it's ironic. We've only lost 2 games in the league, but it's the draws that have killed us. Mm-hmm. If I said this summer before the because my thing is I'm not angry that we drew at Wolves. I was angry that we drew at home to Everton. That's what I was angry at. Because remember, this Wolves team held Liverpool to literally last kick of the game, and they held with 10 men. They held City to 1-0 and could have equalised at the end at the Etihad. Yeah, and the City had loads of chances, but they didn't take them. But it's like I'm not angry at that. It's like, the draws kill you, because the 3 games previous that we drawn this season, United, Burnley, and Everton. Even if we'd lost one of those and won the other 2, we're still 3 points. We're still 3 points better off in the league. It's mad. Over 2 games, 2 draws will kill you. I'd rather win one and lose one because you're a point better off.
Yeah.
But Brighton hold a different. Brighton will be another different challenge. I'm not saying difficult, but what do you expect? I expect him to rotate a lot of players against Brighton. Do you think he will do that?
No. Let me get the fixtures up, just so I know what I'm comparing it to. Brighton, Liverpool.
Brighton, Liverpool, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean slightly, I think, but I think because lately the past few games have been shaky, and yes, context, injuries, COVID, etc. To build up back that momentum, I think he will start as strong of a team with a few rotations, maybe Kante out, Silva out. He'll start as strong as a team as possible, like beat Villa, beat Brighton comfortably, build that role again until we play Liverpool.
Yeah.
Hopefully we beat them, go play Spurs in the first leg, beat them comfortably, build up a lead, rotate against Chesterfield, maybe rotate
heavy rotations,
Yeah, rotate against Spurs maybe in the second leg a bit, play Man City, strong team, go and beat them, or maybe even pick up a draw, and just build back that momentum and build up that run. Especially if you can beat Liverpool and take a point from City, or take a point from Liverpool and beat City. knock them off their unbeaten run that they're currently on as well.
Well, it's also just to reduce the deficit. If you reduce the deficit from 6 to 2 points or whatever,
exactly. Especially before we go to the Club World Cup, if we can close the gap down to say 2 points, 3 points, and yes, the gap will extend again because we won't play for a while. But we can close that gap down. At least we know we're doing our job and we're doing everything we can do.
Yeah, I just want to say it is midnight, so Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, people.
Merry Christmas to everyone who's tuned in, and to Prima Fata. Merry Christmas. So,
Merry Christmas, people.
I think everyone should. If we win both these games, I don't think anyone should really focus on the performance, because I think the only thing matters is two wins. Performances are very secondary to me. We should only really criticise the performance really if we lose.
At the moment, yeah. And the problem is some of our fan base is just too overreact. If we won, we're still arguing.
Yeah. Well, they're overreacting anything this day and age. Online stuff. They overreact. Like you said, like people were going this like Wednesday. This youth player is better than this one. It's like, just let them just play. Let them enjoy their night. Let them enjoy their night. They don't want to be compared to anyone. They want to be the first. Harvey Vale and whatever the double barrel surname kid is. I don't remember his name.
His name is Soonsup Pauls.
Yeah, they don't want to be compared to anyone. They want to be that player. But yeah. So Villa and Brighton coming up, and then a huge January. Let's take a look back. So we're obviously through to the semi-finals of the Carling Cup. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be shameless now. I only care about this competition now that we're in semi-finals.
I'm looking forward to Carling Cup actually.
Yeah, I do actually. I prefer the Carling Cup to FA Cup actually. I know FA Cup is bigger, but I just actually that's a lie, because past 4 years I've not been interested in Carling Cup because Man City have just decided to win it all the time, so it's not been that much. But we're going to play Tottenham 3 times in January, and that means 2 visits of Antonio Conte to the bridge, which will be fascinating. First of all, what are your thoughts on facing Spurs 3 times, Fata? I know you'll love the previews for those.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
But also, what do you think, Fata? You tell me what you will do as well. What type of reception will Antonio Conte get at the bridge?
Simp. You simp.
Oh.
And what will you do?
No, don't tell us what you'll do. We don't
tell us.
No. Do you know what? Yeah, I think it will be mixed though, because some of our fan base,
I agree,
will not be happy with him because he's going to Spurs. But at the same time, don't forget that what this man has done for us.
That's true. Yeah,
in 2 seasons. But it will be a normal reception regardless. But I feel like there's going to be a mix of type of fans that because literally he's at Spurs, and whoever goes to Spurs, we have to boo him. That's the culture, isn't it? So it's gonna be good atmosphere. First leg next week. In 2 weeks' time, and the fact that we're still in 5 competition this season, and we've got a good chance to win it. It's literally this tie is literally a rewinder from last season's 4th round tie that we got knocked out.
Yes.
Frank tax. Frank tax.
So I think this might be a lot different because it's a 2-leg tie and no away goals as well. There's no away goals, I think. No away goals, right?
Yeah, no away goals. Yeah.
No away goals. So,
and I think there's no extra time as well. I think
no extra time as well. So it'd be interesting what the setup going to look like, because in those period after the second leg game, we're going to have to face Man City, and the fact that Man City had a week off, literally had to prepare, and it would be a massive headache for us and how we're going to approach that game.
Well, I guess it would prime if the second leg is still in play. if we somehow get, like, say, a 3-goal advantage in the first leg, right? Even if we win 4-1 or something like that, right? Because no away goals don't really matter. I could see him then, not heavy rotations, but doing quite a few rotations. Like, for example, if we're 4-1 up going into the second leg, you could easily see him going, I'm going to rest and go to Kante for the second leg and save him for Man City away. Something like that. Same with Thiago Silva.
I think he could do, even if we have a 1 goal, like say we win the first leg, 1-0 or even 2-0. I think he can do that anyway, because I respect Conte, but we can play the second leg and see out the, a 0-0 draw, whatever it is, or a 1-1 draw without N'Golo Kante, or without Kante starting the game.
Yeah.
Or even without Silva starting the game.
Yeah. My thing is now is, if you haven't done already, like and share the video. Merry Christmas, Christine. Thank you very much. Yeah, Zeke's right. Like the stream on 28. So yeah, like and share the video. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV on YouTube. Join as a member. Follow Sarcasm City Twitch TV. Subscribe to that subscribe through Amazon Prime. You'll avoid the adverts. We are doing a Pro Club stream very soon, like in a few minutes on this channel. Road to Division 1. I think we're doing a cup tonight. But yeah, I can see that. I mean, Prime, if you went to Stamford Bridge, how would you greet Conte? Sorry.
Me personally, or Chelsea fans? Listen. I still love Conte. I have massive respect for him. He's a top manager, elite, not necessarily in that world class bracket, because I think you need to have a Champions League trophy. So he's more in the
his European record's a disgrace.
Yeah, he's in the Arsene Wenger bracket. Arsene Wenger, Brendan Rodgers type bracket. Yeah. But it is what it is. I still respect him massively. I don't agree when Chelsea fans blame him for is it 16-17?
No,
17-18 season?
17-18.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that. I mean, he wanted Van Dijk, he wanted Alexandro, he wanted Nangalan, he wanted Lukaku, and we gave him Morata, Bakayoko, Drinkwater, and Zappacosta.
Yeah, the disgrace is not. I understand that we were never going to buy all of those players on that list. Yeah, I reckon we could have got half those players if we really pushed. I think we could have got Nagelsmann, Nangalan, Lukaku at the time. If we really pushed for him, we could have got Lukaku at the time, I believe. But you're right. And even when people go, yeah, but he sued us, it's like, well, he didn't he win that case, or he got settled or something. So he must, that's what happened.
And legally, he was within his right. Like, we didn't pay him his full compensation, exactly. So he was within his right to sue us.
Also,
he goes to Spurs.
I don't remember him talking shit about us since he left.
No, I think he said something like, he said something about Chelsea, like we're not an institution, or something like we're not a big club, which technically, like, we're not a Juventus, we're not a Real Madrid, we're not on that level. So
no, we are. I think we are the first of the new school. Do you know what I mean? We're the first of the new school, because now you can't, because next year it's going to be 19 years since Abramovich took over, right? I think that's a good sample size, and even then we were winning cups in the late 90s onwards. So there's a good 25-year sample size of us winning stuff. We're more successful than Liverpool have been over the past 30 years. So, do you know what I mean? And that's a huge sample size. That's people's lifespans. You know what I mean? More not lifespans, but people hadn't grown up seeing Liverpool win a championship till 2 years ago. But
but for me, I'll respect him. The only thing is, like, I don't like that. Yeah, I'm trying to be, but yeah, I don't like that he went to Spurs. Same thing with Jose. They're both quality managers, and I still stand by Jose is still a quality manager, but they're not going to get back there. The players will start off going well. So, for example, Eric Dyer's playing well right now. People are saying Virgil van Dyer and all of that. That's brilliant.
Oh no, please.
When Jose first came, Dyer was looking like one of the best centre backs in the Prem. You not remember? And all of a sudden, things fell apart. Things fell off a cliff, and everyone started playing bad. The same thing will happen to Conte because Levy won't give him all the money to get these bad eggs out of the club.
There's no way.
They're now linked with Valulovic. They were linked with Lautaro Martinez in the summer. They were linked with big transfers under Jose as well. They're not going to get these guys because Levy won't sell Kane, or at least he won't sell him for less than what he wants, which is over 100 mil.
But
they won't invest properly. It'll fall apart.
I think Spurs fans, the reason I want Spurs fans to understand this, you should enjoy Conte while it lasts. He will burn himself out. He will burn out with the players. That's why he's on a 18-month contract, because he'll burn himself out. He's too intense. He's too intense. And we've seen that anything will trigger him. We saw there was different circumstances for Inter were going through things, but he could have stayed at Inter if he wanted. He chose not to. He could have stayed there. But
even the Costa situation, genuinely, they could have sorted that out. It wasn't that. We don't know the ins and outs, whatever. It wasn't that.
Forget that Costa tried to force a move in January to China.
Yeah, and he left him out for one game, and all of a sudden things were great. And then he texts him during the summer saying, "You're not in my squad," and I'm like, "What?"
But so, obviously looking forward to the Tottenham previews on Sarcasm City. We're talking that Tottenham talk with Elena.
Stop exposing.
Hoping to be 1-on-1, right? Is that what you're hoping to?
Wait. Are we saying man-to-man marking?
Man-to-man marking, yeah.
Fuck's sake, man. Dear Lord! I hope you didn't get blocked. Oh my God!
No block.
I think what we should really. I don't know if there'll be an episode next week. So obviously next week's New Year's Eve. So
what does that?
Let's try and get this in now. So let's finish on a high. So I'm gonna get your best moment of 2021 for Chelsea, but you can't pick the UEFA Champions League final. So it can be anything. It can be a match. It can be a goal. It can be just a player.
I would say this. Can I be honest with you? Super League protest.
Super League protest. Okay, cool. You were there.
Probably the best moment so far this year for Chelsea fans, because we're the one
saved football.
Yeah, we're the one saved football. Fuck those Super League Yanks people. Fuck them lot.
Nah, bring back the Super League.
It'll come back. Don't worry, it'll come back.
But the war against corruption is never over. But big up to the
corrupt
fans,
anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Prime, what is your moment of 2021 for Chelsea?
My moment is a bit of a journey, a bit of a story. After a year and a half having to deal with that bum, Fat Frank, we sack him. We bring in Tuchel in late January, and we face Atletico Madrid in the first leg of the Champions League, 1-0 win. Yeah. At the end of that game, I knew we can face anyone in Europe and beat them. I wanted Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. We didn't get them. I wanted PSG in the semi-final. We didn't get them. We played Man City, and we should have beaten them 3-0 in the final if Werner and Pulisic could finish. That is my moment of the year.
Sacking Frank.
No. The round of 16 first leg. That first leg to me is more important than the Champions League final, because it gave, at least for me, it made me believe in my team again. And I think it gave the players confidence that they can play anyone, because in that, leading up to that game, Atletico were the best team in Europe, or at least one of them statistically. They were outscoring teams and defensively solid, and we weren't supposed to beat them, even with Tuchel. So that's my moment.
We are playing pro clubs tonight. Keep your notifications on. We're going cup games. I think that. This might surprise you. everyone, we did all three of us did our play of the year on GNA TV early today, 2021. So it's not going to be that. Mine is actually going to be, mine's going to be Ben Chilwell in 2021 because he's done it twice now, where he's had some setbacks. At the start, it was new manager. Can he play left wing back? Can he do this? And he turned up, and he was immense in that Champions League run. And even this part of this season, I know he's injured, but he had all the off the field stuff, and he turned up again and proved that there is no competition at Chelsea for that left wing back role. He is the man for that left wing back role, and probably no, shut up, he is. There's no competition. Don't even try. I'm not even considering.
Reece James at left wing back is clear, but okay.
But I just think, listen, I just think he needs. I think he's the poster boy for Thomas Tuchel's management. I really do, especially his man management. I think his man management has been parts of that which I've really liked, which some other managers haven't got or need to learn still. Some other here. Also special mention to Trevor Chalobah as well. Outstanding this season.
Name names, bro. Name names.
Let him build. Yeah, maybe. Big up Noah. Bigging up people. They're all bigging up each other in the chat. Big up to yourselves. But yeah, I think that's part of it. I just think Thomas Tuchel it's just been immense this season, and he's shown that. Okay, so I think we're going to draw to an end. It's Christmas Day. Us three don't know any. We always up at this late anyway. But no NBA streams. That'll be tomorrow. I've just seen that some crazy people put early games on. I will not be at those early games. The earliest game I will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. That'll be the Suns against the Warriors, I believe, is it? Or is it Lakers Nets?
Knicks Hawks.
No. I'm talking about the proper game, not these rubbish games you've asked Flawless to put on. The Knicks one. She's not going to be there, She's not going to do a Christmas
I know,
stream
but I
with
just
you
love to cover her from 5
She's
minutes.
such a liar.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
NBA streams regular season for 2021 will be on Twitch, and then from 2022 we're moving them back to YouTube. But we're still doing a regular season because I tune in tomorrow on Twitch. There are put your notifications on. They'll be there. I would assume Timo will be there for the early games or all the streams. I think we'll be there. I'll be there from about 10 o'clock. I don't know what condition I'll be in, but I'll try and make it for 10 o'clock. But apart from that, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow these guys. Anything you want to shout out, Prime?
Yeah, shout out Football Terrace, the first XI. Sunday we'll be doing Fraud Watch. Last week we did a tier list of the most fraudulent players this calendar year. This year we'll just be looking at all things fraud in general this year. Not
Today's going to be a
football.
Fraud Watch, Prime. If I don't get the presents I want, that's going to be Santa Claus. Santa Claus will be on Fraud Watch if I don't get the presents I like.
No, well, I'm getting my present, so he's not on Fraud Watch. But Andrew, if you want to be on the show, you're welcome as well, as is Victor.
I'll hit you up on that one.
So yeah, we'll be doing all things Fraud Watch. I have a few videos, at least one in particular. I'm gonna put up City fan complaining about Chelsea. Tune into Never a Foul. Check that out. Great channel. Actually, check out the Look At Show because Daps and Soups run it every Friday or so, and they just play music for about 2 hours and just chill and have a vibe. So it's awesome. Check that one out. Yeah, that's
right.
about it.
I think I'm going to announce this right now, and I haven't asked Prime or Will. I think this week we have to do a discussion of Spider-Man because I've seen it twice now.
First of all, we did a stream 2 weeks ago. We tried calling you didn't answer.
I know. Sorry, I was asleep.
Also,
I did tweet out after to support you. So, but I didn't want to. You guys are friends. We will listen. I think we have to do that week because I'm It would have been a week.
I haven't seen it.
It's over a week.
I haven't
It's
seen
over a
it.
week.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm just saying we're gonna have to discuss. We're gonna have to do a spoiler thing.
We will,
Yes.
but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh,
No.
come on. Ah, fine. Brian hasn't seen it. I don't. Are you going to see it before the end of the year or what?
I will see it in the new year.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah. See, well, how can you not seen it? But Fatou, anything you want to say, mate? Shout out to your.
Shout out, people. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's only Christmas Eve, people. Well, technically, it's already Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all, to the panel prime, Mr. Andrews himself. And
Are you not going to say Merry Christmas? Are you not going to say Merry Christmas to?
Yeah. To
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas to my favorite. Well, she's not in the stream in it, so we'll see you next week. Then,
You've got several.
I was talking about Astrid.
Yeah, Astrid. Yeah.
You paid for a new car.
Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow from 5 p.m. Me and Kazila are going to cover the all NBA Christmas games.
Wait. Is that all it takes to get a car from you just to create an OnlyFans? Okay.
Anyway,
I'll do that.
Make sure you tune in, people, tomorrow because Christmas Day is going to be cracking tomorrow. You're not going to get basketball content on Christmas Day on other channels. So subscribe to Sarcasm City, like and comment. And if you're being generous, make sure you like it.
That's OnlyFans if you're generous.
And Twitch TV as well. And hopefully we didn't get cancelled because of Pam's statement, but here we are, people.
Yeah. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the Nexus. Me, Prime, and Will are part of that. I will be more into that. And maybe we'll do another stream. Maybe we'll do our definitive MCU list or something like that. Yeah. Should we do that? Might do that during this week because Prime obviously haven't seen it. Would exclude the new Spider-Man film.
It's rubbish anyway.
Is
it? No. Is it actually good? Because I'm hearing top 2 MCU films of all time.
I always say this. I always see these films 2 or 3 times, so I'm not overgassing it. It is extremely good. Extremely good.
Yeah, but Andrew, you also told me. I told you Eternals would be terrible. You said
that's true. That was what they're like 98%. They're like 98. All the MCU films they're at 98% at the moment. You know what I mean? Batting, like scoring range. Eternals, yeah, but you know what Eternals is? You know what the problem with Eternals is? I think it's just poorly marketed. No one knows who these. There's not a talking raccoon in it either. On like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was a disappointment. I still like parts of it, but anyway, that's a different channel. We'll talk about it over there.
I liked when it ended.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll do something like that. But yeah, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, taking part of your late Christmas Eve, early Christmas Day with us. Do appreciate that. I know Flawless does as well. But yeah, try and support this channel as much as possible. Not just this show, not even that's the best show on it. As Man United Man Them podcast, Arsenal show, Pray for Shocks as well, and all the other shows on here. But thank you, Merry Christmas, enjoy it with your family. Hope you get the presents you want. No arguments on Christmas Day. Don't make yourself miserable by watching the British soaps because those will be miserable. Don't do that. Watch some Christmas movies. I'm watching Die Hard tomorrow. That's what I'm watching.
What's Die Hard?
Bruce Willis. There's an action film from the 80s. Who's Bruce Willis? Oh, shame on you. Okay. Merry Christmas.